Ahoy hoy! Thought I'd better do a video before I get hunted down on Discord for not posting videos. Just been playing Diablo 4. It's time consuming. Pretty fun though. And today I'm gonna do it's just a series of 1v1s that me and RiSk have played, just to try and get him back into shape as a player. And to be honest, get me into shape as a player because I haven't played 1v1 in a long time. And I believe this is one of the sort of tourney games or something, or tourney maps rather. They were just having a bit of a practice on it. Awful map. Like, you just feel like you've got no space on it. It's called Noble Lake. Like, the center's fun and all, but like the way that the tree clusters and stuff spawn around the bases, feels like there's a lot of room for getting shafted by the map generation. And on this one we got some dewbacks, we got some nerfs, so looking up to about 16 nerfs or so. Seems to be extras though that spawn in the corners. A bit like maps like Motherlode. So you can end up with maybe a wide swing of nerf difference between the two players. But really the most frustrating thing was just space, right? Because it's just the way that these trees, and then you've got the water in the centre. And it often like puts you right next to the coastline as well. So there's a lot of room for being bullied by like frigates and stuff on the coast. And we've got a Republic mirror here on a map with tons and tons of Nova, so you can probably guess the way that a map like that would flow for us if we do make it all the way to tech level 4. But it kind of seems that you would make it there anyway, just because it doesn't feel like you can ever really rush. It's such a long path, and you could just like wall one side, the side that would be the most obvious one to walk path. So you could just stall so much and not have to wall both sides. You could do the same thing on Motherlode, but some people just don't think about that too much. Like if the troop centers are on this side, you could just wall this side, and they're more than likely going to just walk this way, and then, oh, you've walled, damn. So it's not like they're going to walk all the way around and then beat you to T3 still as well. So now that dewback is done, you could really get on shorefish though. I think that would be the really big, like, could be RNG sometimes. It seems to be not too bad for the players. Like, you should usually find like maybe 2 or 3 patches yourself. And shorefish is super quick for getting the food in, so be good to utilize. Seems there's another dewback. So like 2 dewback, 16 nerf. We're only on 12, and there's the 16 and then the extra 4 I think that we found. We're up to 20. See if RiSk got to 20 as well. He's on 16. Oh, he's found 4 over here though. There's another 4 alive over here. Swiping my nerfs. We're not really like into stealing nerfs from one another. Like, we're just playing practice games and stuff, and we kind of want to have the same resources, you know. And then it just comes down to what you can do as a player in terms of advantages and stuff. I would have said to him, oh, I'm 20, are you 20? And he's like, oh no, and then he's like, oh, I'm 20. Because we'll be on like Discord with one another, just chatting away. We found 4 over here, so we're going to have a little bit, what, maybe 4 more than him. But I'm not going to like split 2 off and send them across the map to him. I don't care that much. Just say maybe there's 4 out there for you, you know. You'll find them one day. You can see we've got the shorefish here, so that'll be a nice little differential just to peak us over to like 500 food. Actually, that's 650 there, that's fine. So this probably sees us through to T3, really. Like all these nerfs, and then the shorefish as well. Got a few workers here on the berries. We're gonna have to get another nursery. Times these 4. 4 feels worth it. Usually about the rule. 4 or more. Build the door to the nursery, put them in. So as much of a rhyme you're going to get out of that. And yeah, just waiting to go T3, because oh yeah, there's these cool moments where you can get the medium fish. Cheeky medium fish for dinner. So RiSk hitting T2, we'll be hitting T2 as well. To get our buildings. He's got little shorefish here, you can just rally from the CC. Got some EOP sort of walking through his base as well. Maybe worth grabbing up. There's different ways that you could choose to sort of play this map. You could go for, you know, actual utility trawling fishing. As I said, there's a lot of opportunity to make like frigates, you know, both to keep the water for yourself, but you can like harass as well. Like you could probably build a power core here on the coastline, you could harass it with frigates. But the way that I kind of see the map playing is going to actually be like dependent on like the civs and stuff, and I think here you kind of just go like a natural T3 with the Republic. Grab hollows, do air harassment and stuff. You don't really want to like fall behind in getting your air out. I think maybe lose too many workers that way. If it was like lower food, particularly if there was like less nerfs, it might just go you know, like shipyard openers. But I think here with a bit of lure and some shorefish and, you know, like all these nerfs, it's such a quick T3 that you just go for it and then you can get your air bases up really quickly. You can always choose to fish later on. You can still do this in T3, and a lot of people can neglect that because it's not really any different than you just building a command center and making workers out of it. So there's nothing really wrong just like fishing in T3. You don't always need to just fish from the get-go at the start of the game in T1. And we'll both be on our way to T3. I should probably maybe speed up a wee bit just when we get to the action. But that's the setup for this game. At least RiSk did get up to 24, did he? Yeah, so very even in that regard. I got 24 nerfs each. I don't know where he found them. We've got a nice little easy wall off here, which for me, kind of want to do, try to wall my base out because RiSk loves to just send strike mechs at you, to scout you every 5 minutes, and also annoy the living heck out of you. So we're dropping our double air base. He's got one up already. He's got strike mech on the way. It looks like he's almost prioritizing the strike mechs. He's sent out 2 rather than getting the second air base so quickly. But it does look like our wall here is going to finish in time, and that's going to feel really good for us since that's 2 strike mechs. No, 3 strike mechs we've walled out here. And getting our turret up, he kind of just beat us to T3 by a wee bit there. He's done a better job, I think, with his eco management. But yeah, these guys walled out and they're just going to have to waddle back. RiSk's fighters being possessed by RVA here. I feel they must kill all the Rancors. I'm going to get a temple. Got hollow in the back here, and being Republic, going to get those bonuses from the hollows. Kind of walled out of this hollow though. I feel bad, but there's one here as well, so kind of 2 close to us, other than the one that we wouldn't maybe want to initially get because of the strike mech there. Getting ourselves housed because there's just no bloody room for anything, and we've used actual walls to wall rather than houses in this map. But getting a good amount of air together. Scouting with a scout, but unfortunately he is going to get gunned down. And RiSk playing a bit more economic than us, quicker with his second CC here. He's still just on that 1 airbase while we've got the 2 airbase, which will eventually end up with a lot more fighters than him. He's got this fighter sort of scouting here in the centre, gets gunned down. We're going to come in here, he's got the turret up just in time for this raid here. And we're going to whiz around and see what we can do. I tend to be very confident with my air, so if I know that I've got more, I will actually like fly around your base and bully you and try and bait you into like taking a bad trade with me. And it's a lot easier to do in a 1v1 because like lack of lag. You can see we can still get like workers here and there. And we see these gone for the knights. We do have a wall though. So not too worried about knights just yet, but yeah, knight's pretty good against air civs when they're going air because a lot of what kills them is units that have a good rate of fire and have plus damage, just because you can see they've got a bit of armor here. So strike mechs with plus damage and troopers with plus damage are very good. That's the cheap options, and then your alternative is you build a fortress and you get the bounty hunters who have just got like all the bonus damage to them. I think they have like a high flat damage as well, so they're just really good against knights and well, all Jedi. But yeah, it's kind of, the game's just sort of settling down. Players working on their eco. They're not really got any room to build like command centers and stuff. So it could be more ambitious with the walls here. I think we just wanted to be safe in that regard. We're actually technically not walled, because there's this little gap here. And that's the only kind of thing that you find out when something walks into your base. And you can see he's sending the knights over here. Got a transport at the moment. We deleted the wall here, I think maybe to grab up the holocron. Unless he got it. We got our own knights though. It's a bit knight v knight action here. Transport loading up. This guy not quite making it. He's coming back from. And unload has been selected here, and the knights are going to drop into the base. We've already walled up the power core. You see the workers try to convert them here. A couple of them garrisoning. It does get that one there. We're going to put the air just to do some damage, but you can see that they absolutely tickle the knights. Do the command center as well, doing a bit of damage. But we've got our own knights, and our own knights are going to do okay-ish damage against these. I mean, I've played a lot of Jedi Fest in my time. I know they'll eventually die to the knights. And here we're just looking to clean this attack up as quick as possible with our own knights here, and then maybe go in their counter-offensive, right? We're converting our workers back. Peak GBG. Looks like he maybe deleted the worker before I can convert that one. Just so I don't get it back. And we're going to land in the center here and get on that sweet, sweet Nova. See, Strike Mech being annoying. We're kind of just using the air now to sort of marshal around this area. Pick off the mechs. Who is going to reveal the hole in the wall here. Why, thank you. And we're off to T4. And RiSk is a little bit ahead of us going to T4. I guess the chaos and turmoil of being attacked there has really unsettled us. And we're going to clean that up. Feel a little bit better now. And it's time for the old counter attack. Converting a worker there. Bringing a Rancor with us. We've got a lot of knights. Up to 7 knights here. He's not really got much for this at the moment. He's got a couple of knights to defend, but probably going to want more than that. We're just going to convert as many workers as we can. Use them to try and bash things back. He's got to convert them back with his couple of knights here. You see this one who's converted back. But we've got so many knights to his knights, we can actually kill his knights very quickly. And he's going to beat us to T4. This is a huge distraction now, right? And we're going to feel a lot safer. Did wall up his power core, we can't really get to it. Although I think there maybe is a path. The Rancor doing work here on the spaceport. That's what I'd like to see. We hit T4 now, but it kind of like knocked him off the Nova here. Does have the hollows, I think he's maybe got 3 of the hollows. Yeah, did a much better job than us at grabbing them. And I think these being fast fighters are going to do a fair bit more damage to these knights, but still very tanky. And just a lot of workers getting killed off here. I don't think we've done too much like booming here. It's only 39 to 44 workers, so very terrible economies here. But you got this free income with the nurseries and the temples. You see we are rallying masters as well as a sort of a follow-up here. Got our air in the center, and what we kind of use this attack to do is grab up the center of the map where all this Nova is, which is going to be so good for a Civ Light Republic. I'll get these turrets down as well. I'm going to take this trade, but then I see he just gets shields just before this. And then I feel, oh no. What am I doing? crap, I better run away. Like, my shield is on the way. 82%. I'm trying to evade him here, but he's done a very good job at cutting us off. It's just finished. Just finished now, but they're not quite regened at all, so... And he does have advanced fighter as well. We'll lose our air there. That feels bad. That feels very, very bad. Particularly when the eco's so bad. We do have the advanced turret though. So we've got 2 in the base, sort of covering everything, and we've got like 2 here in the center. So we can weather the storm, but we're gonna have to like rebuild all of our air. And at a huge deficit as well. We're only like double air base. And these are a deterrence, not a complete counter. You can see the workers are still just going to die. And with so little workers and, you know, like 2 CCs, it's going to feel bad replacing these. He whizzes round, kills off workers. We're going to use the masters though to be annoying during this. And we know he never went for that fortress during that attack, he kind of just dealt with it with his own knights and air. Which took a while. But we can start converting things in the space and doing some counter damage here. And the masters do some decent damage to the workers there. And as that regen gets all the way back up, it could be more annoying. He's going to drop a strike mech here to harass our workers in the center. He does have to get a fortress now, just because of these masters running around. I think seeing that we've maybe just chose to leave. I do have like 3 masters though. Should maybe just stay and try and convert more of the nurseries. Kind of want him to stay in his base with his air here. I'm going to convert some of the fighters, get that countdown. Makes sense. And he's kind of not noticed that he's got the strike mech here. He's really busy with all this. Try to pump out like masters, build a new nursery, put his nurse in there, build air, keep an eye on his air I suppose as well. And strike mech gonna get in here, harass these workers. That's gonna be super annoying for us. Not sure if we've made much air at all. No. A couple of fighters. We could like defend this with our own air. He is sitting in the CC fire though, so we'll go down. You can see we've not really gotten any war center upgrades in this matchup, just because it's been like air, T4, Jedis, you know, like all the Nova units, because it doesn't feel bad doing that. We've got holocrons and then we've got the center as well, and there's like extra Nova on the sides of the map as well. Normally your Nova in a 1v1 is very finite. Try to convert and like kite here. But these IG-88 looking boys are right on us. Try to split up and then go for him. He's kiting us pretty well. But once the masters get on top, they do tend to get a lot of damage out there. See, it's becoming a bit clunky for him to kite with such low numbers. But he can just garrison into the buildings if he wants to. Do catch him though. There's another one over here. We've not really done much with our eco at all. We're not even like rebuilding workers. But neither is RiSk during all this, so it's staying even in that regard, I suppose. It's just descended into a lot of micro, not much macro. And it looks like we're building air now. Changed our plans after we forced all of these bounty hunters. But it certainly stopped us from dying after that horrible battle we had here with the air. And we don't have armor or advanced fighters, RiSk does here. And it looks like he's going to drop the Master in the centre, which could be bad for us if he can steal our turrets. RiSk's just gotten concentration there, which is the tech that lets the Masters pretty much convert whatever the hell they want. And the Master coming in here, and looks like he's going to go straight for this turret. And that is not a good feeling for us here. I'm going to have to delete it. I can't let him have that. And now that he's taking the turret down, he's just going to sit there here, right? He's got a worker too. Feels bad, man. Oh, you managed to steal the Jedi. Ah, I was looking to see if I had a transport somewhere. We can have our worker back as well. Some bombers coming in here. Transport going to drop the bounty hunters here. Jedi gonna have to vacate the premises. Because if they get knocked out of that building and then sniped by the bounty hunters, it's gonna feel pretty bad. We do have a lot of air now. We haven't quite got the armor upgrade, but we do have advanced fighters. We do have this turret as well. We hold our ground here, but it looks like the command center is gonna go down. Taking a trade here. Doing okay-ish. I think for a little bit we were hitting like a Jedi here. I think we stole another one. The bounty hunters coming in, they're gonna just like chase us down here, but I'm gonna catch this guy because I'm not paying attention to him. Rip. Using the air here, try and kill off the bounty hunters. It's just a constant micro battle here over the center of the map. Drop more workers in. Kind of routed RiSk out the center of the map here. And I think it's the same despite whatever civ you're playing here. Like, when you lose the center of this map, it's very hard to get it back. So in like the water matchups, when they've got like a standing army of boats, it's hard for you to get your own out without getting sort of spawn killed. And then that's kind of how you keep control of the center. And then the air matchups, it's here with like static defense. Your own air here, and it's kind of descended where you got to have like your own masters as well, just to make sure they don't steal your turrets and stuff. So that extra hull is not going to make too much difference. An awful lot of bounty hunters RiSk's made here. The gang, only got one transport for these boys. He's thinking about dropping them now, but he pulls back and he sees our air coming in here now. Might use that as an opportunity though. Change this tune there, and I'm gonna try to get him to fight me, I suppose. Don't really like him having air. Well, had to move back, then did our own patrol there. He's gonna win that one though. I tried to get more like reinforcement. These guys just fly in though. Shocking pilots. This is a really good trade for RiSk though. And something he does need when he's kind of going to be falling behind, I think, in regards to the Nova. Transport going to drop the bounty hunters back in. Oh, there's a couple of workers, a master and a bounty hunter. It's like the A team here. You're going to try and get a sentry post so you can see my Jedi. But I can see his, and just, yeah, it's mine. Thank you. Not really any of us getting the war center range upgrades for turrets. They're being raided by bounty hunters. And RiSk pulling us forward here into a fight. He's got more fighters than us right now though. But we do have this turret which does have the homing. If they do come into its low range, because we don't have the upgrades for it, some of the air will die. A couple more air bases here, so we're going to go a lot harder on the air now. We've got this endless food and Nova supply from the nurseries and all this Nova in the centre and the couple of hollows we've got. Clear up those bounty hunters here in the centre and push RiSk away from here as well. And any time that we feel we've got like air superiority, we want to try and kill off some workers. And I often like flying into space here so I could get his air to chase me, because if it's chasing me, it means that I can freely expand here in the center of the map. We can distract him away from it, because I want to get this location again, because it's front facing to his base. So having like a CC here or a fortress here or something, I'm just going to feel really good. We'll probably get like a turret up first, or a sentry post so we get a bit of vision, and then a turret, yeah. And natural progression in terms of units from here is probably to just get loads of turrets here and then get like some air cruisers, because they can be converted and they can bait the air. And you can see that RiSk's already got his own AC here and it's coming forward. It's going to take a shot probably on these buildings we're trying to make. But you see we've got a lot of air here, and I'm going to take the fight with him because I know this is what he wants to do. And he's going to feel compelled to take the trade with me, and we have a lot more air than he does right now, and we're going to win that fight. We kill off the air cruiser as well before he even got a shot off. We get the turret up, so that's like the worst way that outcome could go for RiSk. And now because of that, he's going to have to try and get some turrets up. He never got the advanced turrets like we did, just because he was always the aggressor with the air for a lot of the earlier T4. And now in the back of this, we can go off and raid a lot of the workers here, while at the same time just building up this location. We're just rallying all our air into the center. It feels super comfortable for us. We just use this group to harass. All reinforcements will go in the center. And we're maybe going to join them up maybe around here or something like that. As you can see, his air chasing us out of his base. Worker count 77. Wow. RiSk is still like 40s though. Maybe after all those being killed there. So we're starting to try and fix the eco up a bit. They're actually fishing now as well. Oh, that's the dream. We do have like good map control, so fishing doesn't feel bad now. For sure. You can protect them with our own air. You can always get like cruisers and stuff as well. Be nice to get like a shield here. You could just set them here, protect them with the turrets, and you could get like cruisers, air cruisers, and just, you know, pepper the coastline. See a cannon here, which can probably reach a lot of the stuff, but there's going to have to be a sweet spot where it can't be converted from the island as well. And kind of pushing him off the spot. I don't want him like building turrets and stuff here. He has gotten the advanced turrets now. And he's going to want to shoot these turrets in the fortress down with cannons. And I'm probably going to want to try and convert them. I could always try and kill them off with the air if there's no turrets, but he's going to get this turret up, I think. Just building some walls here. It looks like we're even grabbing this Nova up here. So we're getting a lot of Nova. And yeah, see, I tried to convert it there, but he's just out of range. You convert a worker. Got an AC though. And the AC we could just attack ground here. A couple of shots we should clear up that turret. Maybe just have to repair the fortress in the interim. We've got an air cruiser here for RiSk as well. You can see that like part of his muscle memory felt he just flew into range of the turrets there, but because we don't have all the upgrades from the war center, the turrets are just not that scary to the ACs. Bam. Peak GBG right here. I'm going to take a trade here, because I know he wants to protect his AC. And now that his turret's down, I feel pretty confident, and I've got all this eco. So for me, it just feels like I want to keep throwing resources into him, because I know I've got more. I'm going to slowly chase down that air cruiser. And AC is destroying his base here. He's going to call GG there, because it's kind of broken him at that point, and it's just going to be so difficult to remove us from this spot. And another game I wanted to do. These are a wee bit apart from one another. This will be the last game I played against RiSk. So we played on Desert. These are just the more entertaining ones. And here is Republic again. Oh, we didn't do mirrors. So he's got the rebels. We've got Republic. He's gonna have those strong farms, but we're gonna have the extra house space, which is comfy. But at least we're both air civs, so it's not gonna feel like, you know, one player's playing for going like fast T4 air and the other's not. So we'll both have that option. And looking like a lowish food map. Oh, there's a lot of EOPs though. A couple of G-backs, very low nerf. And then the EOPs to go for as well. Actually, some Tuscans who seem to be like the shepherds of these EOPs for us. These things are nuts. Like, they'll kill your worker in like a couple of seconds if you're not careful. You need to like repair against them. Probably shouldn't be in the game. Nonsense. So I'm gonna get the carbon processor quite quickly here with this setup. Got like maybe 3 workers on there, and I'm gonna get 4th, and then probably just everything into food. RiSk prioritizing the early food just a little bit more than we do. So maybe he plays T1. I can see we're going to think about bringing this other Jew back, and then we're going to want to get all these EOPs as well, I think. And the banthas are not like a huge priority for us to eat, so I want to eat like the lure first. But I can understand it in like team games and you know, playing 1v1s against people who are not at the same ethical height as me and RiSk. We'd probably go about and just kill these with a scout. I still have like a bit of a fear in me, so I'm kind of eating them a bit quicker. But what RiSk's doing is kind of the right thing. You could just eat them later. Eat your lure first. I'm gonna get on the OPs here. And yeah, I'd say that we've got a much better map than RiSk here. One is the EOPs are kind of far, and they're sort of split between 2 locations. And 2, like there's no Tuscan Raiders at our EOPs. I think the closest one is up here, and some down here. Like, this is just super annoying. He's going to aggro, right? Look at that DPS. It does 4 per attack. And he attacks pretty quickly. Like I'm pretty sure he does win a 1v1 against a worker very quickly. Like before you would even notice half the time. But that minor annoyance is over. So RiSk can get that sweet, sweet AOP meat. Good barbecue for the R2D2 colony. But yeah, we're going to have a much more efficient T1, right? Just because of how close this is, how quickly we can get workers to the location. You know, there's less like walking time and stuff. So I think we're going to be a big sort of advantage here. A troop center, you're going to get a power core now. On our way to T2. Let's see, RiSk a little bit behind here. That worker not doing his job. Put a lot of workers back on a carbon now. We're just going to have this sort of standing gang just bringing in some EOP food. We're going to build up to probably about 5 troopers or stuff until we can like afford a second troop center. We kind of want to get the rush really quickly here. Just going to get as many as we can. By the time we hit T2, then we're going to send them off and upgrade them. And we're going to try and go for this location, like a super quick rush. See, they're marching on their way there because we know that this is really overextended and we should be ahead in terms of our tech time and our trooper production. So our hope is that we can just knock RiSk off this location for an advantage. And if we're attacking, he has to defend, and then it means we can safely finish up on our EOPs here. And we get the second troop center, we get the range here. So we'll have both upgrades by the time we get into combat with these workers. But then we're getting bullied by the blooming Tuscans. You can see this guy running away and just like, alright, fine. Well, I just assumed he's ran his workers away or he didn't put too many here. I feel I've knocked him off it. I'm just going to go straight for his base now and see what damage I can do here. And in the meantime, just rallying everything we can. Keep an eye on this worker who is dodging Tuscan raiders on his journey. Up to some sort of shenanigans over here, hiding up here. And these guys just went and built a house here and then went back to eating the earpiece. It's so brave. We're coming in here. Doesn't have the turret quite up yet. This guy is trolling us. Does get a worker actually. I'll take back what I said. And the scout trooper gang here, killing off a couple of troopers, keeping the count down. And when you can kill off the count when you've got this sort of advantage, it kind of can snowball for you here. And really take away any sort of instance of your opponent trying to counter-attack. And we're just assuming that like he's not eating these, but he is. He's pretty clever. It's a bit of a risk, but you know, it's going to pay off quite well for him here. And then he's going to have that rebel farm bonus kicking in as well. But we are getting a lot more farms during all this. It's because our eco's not under duress. We've got the double card processors, so it's a bit more efficient. Because he's desperately trying to get enough troops out just to wrestle us off out of his base here. And we wondered what this worker was up to. Because we're kiting these troops over here, trying not to lose our troops. This guy building this house. And we can't see that. You can see it's just out of range, and so is the turret. The turret that RiSk is building here behind our carbon. It is like the perfect turret here, because it's just one tile out of range. And we can see the house now. You'd be wondering what's going on there, but we are distracted. Since we're trying to do damage with the troops, we try to keep the aggression on here, keep them contained in space, because I don't want them counter-attacking me. And at this moment I've just decided to build my turrets, which is going to feel awful for me when this is revealed to me that there is now a turret behind my carbon, going to shoot my workers. And RiSk is maybe looking at the same thing, because he loses a few workers here on his farms, but then it is revealed to me that there is a turret behind my carbon. I'm going to pull my troops back because I need to make some decisions here. which is going to have to be a migration. And it's just a 2 prefab wall as well, perfectly walled in. And the game has really shifted here now, because we have no carbon income right now. I think we have just enough to get this carbon processor. And we were really quite ahead, and like if you look at the farm count, we're doing pretty well. Here's Rebels, he's going to get the farm bonus and stuff, but you know, we've got a lot more farms at this point. But this turret play has really changed the game on its head here. And it's going to feel awful for us, right? Because we actually feel like we have to defend. Because any counter-attack that comes in into the carbon here, because we don't have turrets for it. And yeah, we can sort of mine on this side as well, and I could probably do a little bit better of a job and start distributing some workers here. But you can't always trust them. And yeah, we've fallen behind in our trooper count now as well. You can see that RiSk is taking advantage of that. Killing off a farm here. Almost getting the other one, and I just want to take the trade. I kind of just want this count low. I want the DPS down, because I don't have turrets here. Unfortunately, lose a little bit more than we would hope. But this does feel a bit more manageable, and it's going to be much slower DPS to our farms. Because we can't technically defend the farms right now. He's going to get another one here. So probably about even on the farm count now. But not really, because of Rebel. This guy repairing his buddy. We're going to take a trade now, we've got enough troops. Don't want to lose any more farms. Because I mean, that's more carbon we have to spend, which, you know, frankly, we're having a bit of a crisis with. It's going to get 3 carbon processors here for the efficiency. I think maybe it should have gotten to ore, maybe about now, and try to get turrets up here, because I kind of let this control me, and control the way that I play this game too much, I think. So I just feel compelled to put all my troopers here. We get a 3rd troop center, because I feel like I need more troops. So that's the kind of choice that I made in this game, rather than get turrets as 3rd troop center. I'm going to shift to like rallying to this location, I think. There's a little pass here, but I might close it. Just to sort of shallow out the amount of angles that our opponent can come at us. Becomes a lot easier to defend when you've got like only maybe like 2 locations to look at rather than like 3. I see this worker's actually still here, guarding his masterwork, the turret he's built. And we push RiSk back a little bit here, which makes us feel a hell of a lot better. And it just feels difficult to actually wall this spot, so we're just building like prefabs all around so we can see, distract troops, just get advanced vision, and we're going to have to just rely on our own troop maneuvers and just be really, really smart about it. Any slip up and he could just get in here and kill so many workers. This is what the game would be like if you never had turrets. It would to an extent be kind of interesting, but also like super flippy, coin flippy, and anxiety ridden. There's a bit of deterministic control when you can just put turrets on this spot and then you can like garrison your workers to protect them. It's a lot less volatile. We're chasing this army away here. The thing at the back of our mind would always be, like, say this group coming in now, like sneaking around while we're getting lured across the map, right? We got a lot more troops than him here. He does have +1, but he is on a hill, but I just got more troops. I'm going to take that trade every day. I know I win. Patrols in. I think he probably should just lured us further away. I think I maybe got like 7 more troops there than he killed of mine. But here, he's getting in here with some troops. Just as we were thinking about closing this pass, it's actually wronged us here. We're trying to wall him out. See, we're just trying to delay, and we're rallying troops into him here, which are, you know, like taking the shots. You can see there's only two troops here onto our workers. We actually have to pull our main force back. But this could have been much worse if he actually like kited through into here. And this blooming worker that built the turret is actually coming, like scouted for this army here. He's coming in and he's trying to kill off the workers here. He's getting a couple of kills. But this could have been much, much worse for us. We still have a lot of workers here. We're going to feel okay. And he's losing troops for it as well. So us being on like 3 troop centers, him losing that like standing army, you know, we can maybe put like some counter aggression on him here. You can see he's got his buildings up. He's trying to think about going to T3, but after losing all those troops, it looks like he's sort of he feels compelled to actually rebuild his troopers here, because there's going to be a lot of troops knocking at the door. We never did get that prefab up. And he's almost maybe thinking like, oh, I should just base trade him. And, you know, he doesn't have turrets, I do. But we're going to get in here, kill off these workers, and we're just going to start like gunning down every farm. At the same time, these troops are going to get in here now, and you know where they're trying to go. They're trying to go to the carbon always. We do have a decent-ish sort of standing army here. We've got a lot of troops in his base in comparison to what he's got in ours. It's not the best trade here. We're going to try and kite and delay this. We need more troops out of the troop centre. Have to move those troops back so that they behave themselves. And we just want to take the trade, right? These guys have got to die for the workers. Die defending them. And now that we're fine with that, we're just going to come in and we're just going to 2-tap every farm. Because that is the price of the counter-attack here. Cancelling her all. Then we're going to take a trade. Got our war center upgrades now as well. Just doesn't have armor yet. And after losing that trade, you come around here and do some damage. And technically, the thing that I always forgot in this game is he's only got 1 turret as well. And he calls GG there, but yeah, let this control me an awful lot in this game. It did work out for us, but my god, it required a bit of micro there to like not lose so many workers when he walked in the first time. Like placing those prefabs and distracting the troops and splitting them off into like 3 different angles, because if you actually keep control of them and you get through quickly onto the spot, you can just like keep 1-tapping workers, right? You can just stutter step through, and then it's going to feel really horrible for me. It's going to snowball like the amount of worker deaths. It's just going to impact how many troopers I can get out, how quickly I get to T3, etc. But those were some pretty fun games that me and RiSk played, and I hope you've enjoyed watching them. If you do like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I try to get videos out for this as much as I can. Leave a like on the video, like interact with the video, leave a comment and stuff. That's all good for me if you want to help me out. If you want to help me out in an alternative way, you want to buy me a coffee, you can find the PayPal link down below in the description. And yeah, if you want to get involved with our GBG community as well, we've got a GBG Discord that you'll find a invite link down to below as well. And there we just sort of organise games on Foodplay and stuff, and some people have been doing like sort of mini tournaments and things just for fun, just to keep people playing, give them a reason to play, because it is an old dead game. But you know, a few people still enjoy it. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye bye.